What's up guys, welcome back to our video where today we have some pretty interesting news to talk about today. The Dune sequel has officially been announced by the Legendary themselves. And now with the new Dune movie, Dune, that came out last week, it was titled Dune Part 1. And that movie definitely is to set up the Dune sequel, Dune Part 2, and that was like Dune Part 1, and everything in that movie is to set up the sequel for Dune Part 2. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what we can expect from the sequel to Dune Part 2, and they already have a release date confirmed, and what could be the plot of this movie, such as the original characters returning for the sequel of Dune. So let's get into it. And now for the Dune sequel that was officially announced by Legendary, they put out this tweet a couple days ago to confirm the announcement, and they said, "This is only the beginning, and thank you to those who have experienced a Dune movie so far, and those who are going in the days and weeks ahead. We are excited to continue the journey." And then they put a photo down below in the tweet confirming the Dune sequel, Dune Part 2. And now from what we can expect from this movie, and we know that Paul, played by Timothee Chalamet, is going to be returning in this movie. And plus with Zendaya's character, we barely got to see her throughout the Dune Part 1 movie. I think I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was like a masterpiece. I thought it was like a beautiful movie. But I think within the sequel, I think we're going to see more of the original characters return for the sequel, and for like Zendaya's character. As I said, we barely got to see her throughout the movie. If you haven't seen Dune yet, I mean, we saw Zendaya's character throughout the final act of the movie for the last 20 minutes of the movie. But with Dune Part 1, it set up so much for the sequel Dune Part 2. As within Dune Part 1, it was all about like Paul, who was apparently the chosen one, and he was experiencing visions of what it looks like to be the sequel to Dune. Like he was going into the future of what he saw, and with this he was going through some basic stuff, and he was going through all this, and he was learning about a war that was happening, and he was traveling to the land that he had experiences and like visions of a girl that he saw in his dreams. And with this, I think what we can expect in the sequel is for the original characters to be returning, but like for the original characters that died, I don't think they're going to be returning in the sequel. But for what we know, we do know the release date for when this movie is coming, and that is for I think like October 2023, but I think it's October 20th 2023. But I heard they're going to be starting production probably in like a year, 2022. And from what we know, because some people thought that Dune Part 1 was boring and not good, but I thought it was good because I think with Dune Part 1, it was setting up so much for the sequel Dune Part 2. And now with Dune Part 2, we expect to see more action and more Paul and what kind of visions he saw through the future with him and Zendaya's character. I mean, the things that we barely got to see in Dune Part 1 that was actually setting up for the sequel Dune Part 2. And with this, we definitely expect to see more action and more of the plot for Dune Part 2 as we get more into that in the future, probably in 2022. All we know is that the Dune sequel is confirmed and announced by Legendary themselves. Hopefully we'll have some more information about the Dune sequel when we start to get know everything about it in 2022 when they start production, and when we learn more about the sequel to the Dune film sequel, Dune Part 2, and hopefully we'll get some more stuff in the future as well. So yeah, guys, I'm very excited for what they have in store for the Dune sequel, Dune Part 2, as Paul continues his journey called the hero's journey, and now he's the chosen one, and how he's seeing visions and things in the future with him and Zendaya's character. And I think with the Zendaya's character, I think we're going to see her throughout the next sequel in the next movie, Dune Part 2, as we barely got to see her in Dune Part 1 the last 20 minutes of the movie and the final act. But yeah, guys, I'm very excited for Dune Part 2, the sequel. I hopefully we'll get some more information down the line. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Love my thoughts in the comments down below. How excited are you for the Dune sequel, Dune Part 2, to be finally announced? And it has a release date of 2023 that is coming out in a year and a half or 2 years, so we don't have to wait that long. Love my thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell for future videos. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter for live updates. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.